What started as a small protest outside a single school is spreading fast, across neighbouring borders and into a much bigger political story. It began when a group of girls were barred from wearing hijabs in the classroom in the state of Karnataka. Other schools in the region have since implemented a similar ban, sparking further protests and the closure of schools and colleges by the regional government. The authorities insist the ban is only about making uniform for all students. But for many, this is the latest development in a chilling broader trend in India. An ongoing crackdown on the minority Muslim population since Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his governing Hindu Nationalist Party took power 8 years ago. There is little sign tensions are easing, and with state elections in the coming days, a fear things will only get worse. Well, earlier I spoke to Afreen Fatima, a student activist based in New Delhi, and started by asking how the protests had evolved from a single school to a nationwide movement.
They protested and they would go to their colleges every day and sit outside of their classrooms on the staircases, and they would not be allowed. One day they tried to sit in the classroom, and the teacher said that you either move out or I will push you outside of this classroom. Then over a span of 1 month, what we saw is that colleges after colleges in Udupi district started banning hijab and asking Muslim women to not come wearing the hijab, or else they would not be allowed. We have seen images of college gate being shut on the faces of Muslim women by the principal of the college. Yeah. And all of this is happening in the backdrop of the rising Islamophobia and how Muslims are being segregated.
The schools and the local authorities have all said this is simply about making sure that uniform worn by all the students is exactly that, it is uniform. But why now, then, do you think that they have instituted this ban on hijabs?
No one ever sees anyone debating about sick students, sick men wearing turbans in the police force, in the army, in schools. But all of a sudden, hijab is a big problem. So it is a part of the bigger anti-Muslim narrative that is going on in India. It has nothing to do with uniformity.
Afreen, you've said, and many Muslims would agree with you, that this is part of a really chilling crackdown on the Muslim faith within India. What other examples do you have in your daily life of that?
There are petitions in several high courts throughout India that want to ban the azan, Muslim call for prayer. Their mosques are demolished, and then there is, of course, the more violent kind of attacks that amount to lynchings and open call to violence and call to take up arms against the Muslim community. And all of these are connected with each other and are a part of the bigger anti-Muslim Islamophobic ecosystem that thrives on hate against Muslims.
There are 5 Indian states, including your own, holding elections this month. How much do you think the banning of the hijab is going to be part of that?
These attacks should not be completely seen in the light of elections. I mean, these attacks happen even when there are no elections around. Elections, they come and they go, but these attacks are what remains. So I'm quite sure that the BJP will try to use it, but this particular incident is not something that should be seen only in the light of the election that is to come.
And just in terms of your own personal position, you have been protesting. You're a very young woman. You must be afraid. Will you continue to protest?
At this point of time, we do not have any option but to protest. They have compromised the law enforcement, they've compromised the judiciary, they've compromised the media, and we see ourselves in the abyss of all of this. We see ourselves in this labyrinth of hate and suffering. In fact, it is unfortunate that we have to protest to wear hijab. I mean, this is like basic human decency, to let people of a particular faith follow their faith. This is a very scary situation. It is a very serious situation. And we believe that it is very important that people of the world, that the international community keeps a very close eye on what is happening in India.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you.